My dad was, he was a frustrated guitar picker, and he tried to play the banjo too, and he cussed Earl Scruggs most of his life. I don't understand how he does that. And I swear, man, he sat me down when I was 5 years old, I guess, something like that, and he showed me 3 or 4 chords, and he goes, "That's all I know. You're on your own from here on out." Always with the cigarette. But there was so much music in my family. My dad played, like I said, he played the banjo a little bit and the guitar a little bit, and my mom played the harmonica. And she could only play 2 songs, and then she'd run out of breath. So she was good for 2, and then she was done. And my brother played a little bit, and I think my first conscious memory of music ever was my grandmother on my father's side played the piano in church. And she'd long quit playing in church before I was born, but she still played a lot around the house and all that. But one thing we did fairly religiously was watch the country music shows on television. That most of them came from here, and we watched Buck Owens, who had a show long before Hee Haw. The Wilburn Brothers had a show, and then the one we never missed was Porter Wagner. And we'd be sitting there, and my dad'd say, "Come on, boy, Porter's coming on. Let's go watch Porter." Always got to do the cigarette, don't I, when I do my old man. And anyway, he'd say, "Hey, why don't you pop us some popcorn?" Okay. And he goes, "You make it better than anybody in the whole family." I thought that was true. Unfortunately, I was just the youngest and the dumbest of the family. So I always made the popcorn. Oh, God. So then we'd sit and we'd watch Porter, and my dad never missed a Porter Wagner show. And we were reminiscing one day, 20 years later, or whatever it had been, and we're singing songs and playing music. And I said, "Hey, Dad, sing a Porter Wagner song." And he goes, "I don't know any Porter Wagner songs." I said, "What do you mean you don't know any Porter Wagner?" "We watched him every weekend." He goes, "You did?" "Listen, pal, I was watching Dolly." My old man had some game. So that cracked me up, and how funny life is, As I was getting started in my career and struggling to, make rent most months and just getting by and doing whatever I could to make a living playing music, play on the streets a lot, and just whatever gig you could get, and I'd always get an encouraging word from the old man, and it'd be stuff like, "Hang in there, boy, you're getting better, You just stick with it, you're gonna get yours, and all that kind of stuff." And it was always really positive, great reinforcing stuff. And then it's so interesting in life how it works out. I started doing good. And then the old man became my biggest critic that I ever had. Worse than any writer ever could be. I remember the first year I hosted the awards, and I thought I'd done pretty good and won a couple of awards, and we had a great night, and we stayed up till 5 or 6 in the morning, just going to all the parties and having a big time. And the old man decides to call me with his review of the show at 7 before he went to work, And I just pick up the phone, I get this, "Hello," and I hear this, "Who in the hell do you think you are?" I said, "What? What are you talking about?" And he goes, "Let me tell you something, pal. I watched you last night. You're no Jay Leno, okay?" I said, "Knock that comedy crap off. Just introduce people." I said, "Okay, Dad." And how, like I said, life works in such beautiful ways. A few years after that, I got a call from Dolly Parton, a couple of years before the old man died, and I said, what can I do for you, Dolly?" And she says, "Well, I want do a duet with you of I Will Always Love You, if you will. And I said, well, of course I will. I'm not going to be the only man to ever say no to you. So, yes, I'm in. And I said, when and where? And she said, oh, tomorrow afternoon would be great, about 2 o'clock. And I said, I'm in, you know. So I hung up the phone, and I'm dancing around. I'm going to sing with Dolly. I'm going to sing with Dolly. And then I went, I got to call my dad. He will freak, you know. So I waited till about 1:30 in the morning, and I called him up, you know, and I get this feeble, hello, you know. Dad, it's me, Vince. And I hear this, Vince who? I said, Dad, you're not going to believe who called me today. And he goes, I don't care who called you. I can't believe you woke me up at 1:30 in the morning. I wish I was there. I'd kick your ass. I said, no, you're not going to believe it. It was unbelievable. He goes, I don't care. I'm hanging up. Goodbye. I said, Dad, it was Dolly Parton. He goes, really? I said, what'd she want, boy? What'd she want? You know? I said, she wants me to come and sing a duet with her tomorrow afternoon of I Will Always Love You. And he says, I'll be right down. Hung up the phone. And he lived in Columbus, Ohio, you know, and I think he got up right then, got out of bed, took a bath, put on his suit and tie, a little Brill cream in that hair, and came to Nashville in the Suburban as fast as he could get there. And we were heading for the studio, you know, and he's, am I really going to get to meet her, boy? Can I? Oh, God. This is going to be great. Oh, you know? Yeah, she's couldn't be nicer. She's great. And he goes, oh, God. Oh, boy. I said, you think maybe, would it be too much to ask if I get a picture, you know? And I said, no, she's the kindest woman you'll ever meet. It'd be great, and no sweat. And he's just, you know, nuts, you know. And he gets to the studio, and of course she totally fawns all over him, loves on him, hugs on him, kisses on him, and pictures, you name it, whatever he wanted, he got it. And boy, I knew my dad for 40 years, and I got that picture back of him and Dolly Parton together. Hands down, biggest smile he ever had on his face. It's true. That picture looks something like this. My dad fancied himself a songwriter too later in life. He was always calling me with his ideas. And one I thought was pretty good, I kind of held in my hip pocket for a long time and never did write it. He promised, you know, I promised him I'd write it someday, and I never did. And I got together with a buddy of mine, Rodney Crowell. We've known each other forever, and we were writing songs. I said, you know, my dad had a pretty neat idea for a song. He said, what is it? And I told him. He said, man, that's awesome. He said, that's better than anything we're working on. He said, let's write it right now for your old man. I said, all right. So here it goes. She used to call me baby. I thought she was such a lady. But my, how things have changed since time's moved on. I'd give her my last dollar, but now all she'll do is holler. Oh, my life has become a country song. I've learned she can resist me by the way she always disses me and comes to bed at night with that cold cream on. Sometimes I might feel frisky, but these days it's just too risky. Oh, it's hard to kiss the lips at night, chew your ass out all all day long. It goes on and on. If a tree fell in the forest and she didn't hear it, would I still be wrong? Oh, I guess I should admit it. She ain't ever gonna quit it. Oh, it's hard to kiss the lips at night, chew your ass out all day long. Well, you can imagine how good this song went over when I brought it home. I see people all the time when I hit that last line. Sometimes they laugh, but sometimes there's this shock. And then usually what follows that is, isn't he married to Amy Grant? Yeah, this one didn't go over so good. Came home. Then I played it for her mom and dad, and whew, that was rough. I sat them all down. I said, y'all don't understand. I said, this is a joke. I said, this was my father's idea, and there's no way I would ever say anything like this about my bride, Amy. I just wouldn't do it. And they were okay with that. They let me back in the house. All was well. Then I got to thinking about it. It finally dawned on me that this song is about my mother. Yeah, there was a time when her eyes were so blue and shiny. But man, you ought to see what's happened to her hiney. Man, that thing has gotten big enough to land a small plane on. Yeah, there was a time when I used to roll her in the clover. But thank God those days are over. Oh, it's hard to kiss the lips at night, chew your ass out all day long. All day long. She gnaws on and on. If someday George drops the big one, I'll say, sweet Jesus, she's gonna finally leave me alone. It's all right if we say it, 'cause the radio won't play it. Oh, it's hard to kiss the lips at night, chew your ass out all day long. Sing it with me, it's okay, come on. It's hard to kiss the lips at night, chew your ass